There we go. We're back after the Dons' tough patch continues with our biggest defeat this season. I'm joined by apparently the whole of our crew today, one for each goal that we conceded. Joined by George Jones, Matt Harwood, Rob Boyce and Stuart Deacons, and obviously Spike behind the camera as always doing his producing for us. Look, I'm lost for words, I'm not going to lie to you. Every week we come up here and it gets harder and harder. It's not an easy task. I think we'll be going into obviously some scores around the ground later on, and also we'll get everyone's view. Since we've got so many of us, it'll probably take quite a while. George, I always go to you first, so have the joyous task of that.
Yeah, thanks for that, Bus. Today was something that we have seen coming. I think that's the politest way we can describe that. It's something that none of us are surprised by what we've seen today. A lot of what we'll say is something that we've said over the last couple of months, and something that you'll see online people talking about as well.
I was going to say, we've got Nick's on the subs bench, and Nick's looking how I feel.
We've even got subs for but Stu, we're going to make subs.
I want Nick to smile.
We're going to make subs throughout the whole thing at time-appropriate times. But I think it's one of those things today, but it just didn't work today again for us. I think that's the politest way of describing
that. Very journalistic way of putting it.
I think the subs we should have made earlier. I don't think it would have changed the game, because the game was gone before then. But again, it showed mental fragility. I think that's the right way.
Fragility, yeah.
Yes.
Big word, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's
but an English class now instead of a post-match chat.
Yeah, but it's... Yeah, but I mean, the second they got the penalty, it was game over. And it was only 15 minutes gone.
See, I tried to carry on my trend of videoing the penalties that we usually save them.
Yeah.
That trend is now over.
No.
Because you did two, so yeah, it's always nice.
Yeah, and then poor defending for the other goals, poor goalkeeping for one of them, and then just a moment of, Aaron Pierre had a good game today for us, I thought, but he's completely lost his head in his last minute.
Sorry.
I don't think he's lost his head, George. I think he's just natural instinct to put his hand out. I don't think that's losing his head.
It's a lack of composure, because you should be able to realise the game's
you should have got two hands to it.
Yeah, you should have caught it.
In that situation, you just naturally put your hand out. To be fair, it was a decent save.
Yeah. I mean, if it was 0-0, we'd be praising it. But at this point,
it wasn't 0-0. The game was gone by then, wasn't
it? It was 5-1, George. Sorry, I
4-1.
mentioned the score. It's 5-1.
I don't think you can praise Pierre when we've let him 5. To be honest with you.
But none of them were his fault, and that means he deserves.
The penalty he gave away might have been.
No, but that's what I meant. Up to the penalty, up to that, the handball penalty. Yeah. I thought he was okay, and it's disappointing today, and it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, well, another news, Crawley did win, so we are now safe.
So we're staying up.
So League 2 next season, how exciting.
We have
go back to Barrow
got
again.
final scores on there if you want to.
Oh yeah, we have got the final scores. There we go.
I was up here so early that they're ready for you.
You're fake fans, you're missing minutes, huh? There we go, there's a roundup of today. Obviously Bradford following on from poor form after losing to Swindon with a 2-2 draw against Gillingham. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know what games are relevant apart from the Crawley one. It's hard to describe these things.
Do you know the one that was interesting? Walsall, Salford. Salford scored a late 90+7 winner. So
they like doing that, don't they, to win 3-2?
Yeah, they go to the end. So I think Salford have kept themselves in the playoffs. But yeah, Walsall, not much else there. Corey done us a favour, and we stay up. I think we've gone down to 20th, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good thing there's not 4 relegation spots. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Look at the positives in life.
If it is, if the rumours are true, we're
going to do a substitute. George is going to drop off.
Oh, bye, George.
Nick doesn't now look like he wants to join us.
Nick reluctantly is walking over towards the desk.
You can't blame him. I think Nick's having one of the Jose Mourinho moments. If I speak, I am in trouble.
Well, the good news, we scored the first goal.
We did.
Wow.
Do you know what? In a really poor manner. I can't remember it.
I thought it was offside.
There's a corner.
Oh, it was the head of... Yeah, of course.
You forgot it as well.
Yeah, at the back post.
At the back post,
first goal.
When would the offside be? What?
Looks offside from the header. Looks offside. We were down this end, but I don't think the linesman could be bothered.
No.
Swindon didn't protest,
no.
And then it was like I said to Rob, "Here we go."
Talking of the linesman not being bothered, it just looked like Wimbledon couldn't be bothered today. I mean, I think it'd be fair to say most us fans just want the end of the season now. Yeah. And I do have to give a bit of credit whilst I'm here to Swindon, because I actually thought they were good value for their win.
Yeah, they came in, they were loud, and I think they were quite respectful as well.
Yeah,
I couldn't hear too much, but
didn't have to try very hard.
No,
did they, really?
But look, bringing 1100, during the cost of living crisis. I mean, it's not particularly far away, but away ticket prices aren't cheap. So look, fair play to them for coming down, watching the team, because both of us have got nothing to play for. So it's a fair play to them. They came down in good sound, and look, they watched their team win quite rather resoundingly.
I get that, but when you're so devoid of wins, and we're at home, Oh, that's embarrassing. That is.
Yeah.
I started to laugh by the end because I was getting to the point of it was just pure embarrassment, and I was getting to the point where I didn't care, and it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be.
No,
like
you
that
shouldn't
at all.
come to Plough Lane and lose 5-1 and no one really care. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've put a lot of money into building the stadium, and
But then-
Wimbledon is always known as, up and at 'em.
Yeah.
And to roll over
Capitulate,
and
yeah.
capitulate after being 1-0 up and letting 5 is poor. One thing I would say though is we haven't been fresh this season. This is the first time where we have walked off, and
Yeah.
I know we've lost a lot of games this season. It's been disappointing in terms of 19 losses, but I've not come away going, we've been fresh today. This is the first time under Johnny Jackson we've let in 4s and 5s that I can personally
Mansfield.
remember. Mansfield, but we had 10 men,
We had 10 men today at the end of the game.
No, but we had 10 men for a large portion of the game against Mansfield. So
In fairness,
yeah, I
it was
mean,
a good- it
like I
was
said, I'm not trying to gloss over today's
Yeah.
result at all, but
It's a good performance by Swindon. Quite enjoyed watching them play. Put some nice set pieces together. Nice sequences together.
And it was a good save by Pierre as well.
I think the thing that kind of showed both of our seasons was them bringing Charlie Austin and us bringing a lone player on. I think that showed kind of where we're at between. Obviously the scoreline was rather obvious, but kind of the terms of how they did it, and bringing Charlie Austin on the last 10-15 minutes, and we bring on a loanee from the division above. Like, it's not that I think that shows where we're both at as clubs, and look, we can go next season hopefully. Players back fit. Obviously Alex Pearce was saying he should be back by Grimsby and build on from next year, but it's just one of those days, isn't it?
It's just do you know what? It's such a strange one though, because when you're watching it at half time, we're losing 3-1, and I'm going, how are we losing this game 3-1? There's basically a nothing game in which we've given them, we've given them a penalty.
I was in the South Stand, and
Yeah.
Swindon, we couldn't touch them when they were in our box.
They played nice football. They played great football, but I can't. To be honest with you, I don't really recall Nick being under particularly much pressure. I think we gave him a penalty to equalise. Then before we know it, we're 2-1
We should
down.
have had a penalty as well. That one, or the foul on. I can't. You know,
Yeah.
what? The score has wiped my mind so much that I don't even
think
know.
it was early in the second half, was it?
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I think
DJ
that was-
possibly.
Spike, could you just straighten the camera a little bit?
We're a little bit.
We want the professional. There we go.
We're on the lean.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry to jump in there.
But yeah, no, and then you look back in the second half. I mean, the game was, as soon as they got the fourth goal, that was game over, because the second half we came out, we showed a little bit of fight, a little bit of spirit.
Harry Pell, do you know what? Fair play to him. He came
Yeah.
out and look, he runs a free kick about 2 minutes in. So
Yeah.
it was theatric, but
But
it was-
that's what he does.
His first thing was a crunching tackle.
Yeah.
Look, there's a little bit of a scuffle on the managerial line as well. I don't know how that occurred.
player
You're quite close to it,
collided.
aren't you?
Yeah, it was right in front of us. So their left back, I think it is, went to clear the ball, and as he's gone through to kick the ball, he's run into JJ. Chislett's come steaming in.
Chislett went for it
Yeah.
last night.
And caused it. And do you know what? To be honest with you, the one right behind it, and all the Swindon bench, including they're just laughing because it's all.
Yeah.
To them, it was a big joke. It was a nothing.
Pierre also, talking of players showing some sort of fight, Pierre had a little bit of a face off one of their players in the box, and Ali Hamadi went to pick one of their players up.
Yeah, but-
None of our players backed him. He just had 3 around him.
Yeah, do you know what though?
It's a bit embarrassing at the
There was
same
a
time.
few times today I noticed the players were really going in, going after the ball, having words with Swindon, really getting in their faces and stuff like that. And I think, we might have wanted to see that fight and stuff like that maybe a month, 6 weeks ago.
When you won
At
all.
this point, it just seems it's more born out of just frustration and anger at the side's poor results more than anything else, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I just genuinely don't know how you explain that today and how that ends up 5-1. I really
Welcome
don't.
to the post match. This happens every week.
I know.
Yeah.
What time to pick? Well,
I
I
know.
can do the post match today, lads. Oh yeah, we're going to lose 5-1, and you're going to be absolutely lost for words. Have we spoken about the crowd? No, there was no way 8,000 people in that stadium.
There wasn't at full time anyway.
No,
or,
certainly.
or about 10 minutes of.
one of the good things the club did was announce the season ticket sales yesterday, and not today or next week, because so that's one positive I can find out of very, very few.
Do you know what? Incompletely, it's probably going to get slated, but I quite like our music we walk out to. Didn't clearly do anything, but it's quite nice to walk
We
out
really
to.
are stretching.
Yeah, I do quite like it. If we'd won, it would have been a bit more emphatic, but I do quite like
Yeah.
it. It's a nice change. I like Jingo though.
No, I don't.
I know everyone seems to hate it. I quite like
I'm
it.
glad we got rid of that.
Yeah.
But trying to distance myself here from the, I think subconsciously from the actual game.
The game. Just
Anyway, let's look at positives. 2 games to go.
2 games to go, and then I get my
This
Saturdays
season-
back.
This season,
I can have a
probably
lay-in.
couldn't- This season probably couldn't finish. Well, finish now, couldn't it? For all.
we needed the season to finish a month ago.
Yeah.
And then
6 months.
today's just like
I think, do you know what? At one point, I was looking to see what Swindon could do, whether Swindon could move up, and they couldn't really.
nowhere near.
So it's really pointless them winning by that much. It's a bit harsh, really, isn't it?
I think it showed in a way we were never going to get relegated. Crawley have won today, which means we're mathematically safe, doesn't it? Yeah. But so like George is just wandering around like a bad smell. But yeah, I don't know about you, but I never felt we had any. I thought we started really well, if I'm being honest with you, early goal, and we looked quite. I said to you, didn't we? We looked quite up for it, and then I think the game. If you looked at the game, we didn't know whether to high press on Swindon. We sort of dropped off a little bit. They played through the lines.
The worrying thing is now, in the space of obviously the last 5 minutes against Salford and up to the 20th minute today, we've been carved through ridiculously easy for 4 goals.
I think we don't know whether. I think at the moment we're caught between whether we high press and go in numbers, or you drop off. And if you drop off, Swindon just play through us a lot of times.
They had some really nice bits of play, nice like back heels and stuff.
Swindon played great football, right? They played through the lines so well, but they did it pretty much. The first 2 times they actually aggressively went forward and played through the lines, they ended up getting 2 goals.
Was it a penalty? I thought it didn't look a penalty to me.
I said to Spike before the show, so obviously no one on here will know, but
I'd like to see it again.
They've got the lowest amount of big chances missed, so look, they take their chances.
They must take their chances.
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't know that after 90 minutes, but you know.
I'm just going to say quickly, sorry Tom, I'm just going to say we are seeing the comments come in. Obviously we're being sensible in terms of we understand there is a lot of feeling out there, so forgive us for not putting every message on there. Anyone, you can see the messages that are coming through, so we are seeing them, we're not deliberately ignoring them, but equally it's a challenging time at this point of the season.
Yeah, look, I think I might have to stop doing this post-match show because we don't win when I do it. I think we've won like 3 times
since we started the post-match shows.
Yeah, I know. We started 28 games without win, and then this year it's bad luck charm, really.
It's not us.
No, and it's not. And to get on to the wider point, so I mentioned just a minute ago, like the crowd at the end, and obviously, I think I don't know what you guys think. I don't remember at AFC Wimbledon. The last time I heard a concerted, loud chant wanting the manager to go was at Selhurst Park under Egil Olsen. I don't remember it happening at AFC Wimbledon. So today felt like almost a watershed moment in that respect, just because of the number and the size of the chants that were kind of post-match.
It started early as well.
Yeah, it started early as well.
You know what I will find interesting is now we are mathematically safe. I do think or expect a statement coming out from the club at some point soon.
To say what the plan is.
What the plan is next week. And that's it. I see a lot of comments, obviously about JJ's position. There's a comment from Tom Weir about stop sugarcoating it. But we don't know. We have no insight into obviously.
We get told nothing.
We have no insight into JJ on that side of things or the managerial position. So it's a hard one for us to talk about. Obviously, we all have our own personal opinions on who we'd like or if JJ should stay or whatnot. But I think it's one of them ones for us and for the fans. I think we're all kind of expecting some sort of statement and something to build towards next season because.
Acknowledgement of what's happening, sort of thing.
Yeah, and the thing is, we have to. I think what I'd like to see is us hold our hands up and say we have made mistakes this season because start of the season we promised, a playoff budget and we set our bar quite high, and then when the season ticket renewals came out, it came out from we're 17th in the budget table, and we can't be making these kind of mistakes next season for me. So it'll be interesting. I think Mick Buckley's got a job on his hands in the next couple of weeks. But I think us and all the fans probably on Facebook, YouTube, etc. We, as Hugo Brogan says, let's restart next year, and I think that's what we want. It's obvious we're going to have a clear out. Robbie Jack mentions Andy Thorne there, so there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes with Quaker and Andy Thorne, and it's just been a disappointing season. I can't sugarcoat it. No one's sugarcoating it.
No, we. Like I said, we get as much information pretty much as you guys do in terms of what's going on behind the scenes. So it's not a case of us knowing stuff and withholding it or sugarcoating stuff. It's us just saying, how we see it.
Yeah.
And probably the best way to put it, really.
You're very quiet, Matt.
Huh?
Just digesting, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm still trying to. I'm stunned, if I'm honest. I don't remember. I mean, we haven't had that Player Lane yet, and I don't remember feeling like this after a game.
That game was gone at 3-1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I won't lie, it just meant we bought our going to get a chippy forward.
This is the thing.
But then there was more queues.
There's a lot of people. I capitalised because I stayed in my seat, but my friends went for a pint, and I went, if you give me a pint, I transfer you the money. Great. And I watched this concede another goal, I think. So.
Yeah, I think what Rob's saying, look, we all have a personal opinion, but we are on a club channel here, and we're not here to moan. We've all got emotions and stuff like that, haven't we? But realistically, whoever's in charge, JJ's here next season, whoever's in there, we've got to have a really good summer. Yeah. Recruiting's really key. Like you were saying, Rob, 17th in the league table. Bearing in mind there's going to be a bit of money coming into this league next year.
Just a tiny bit. Yeah.
You know, whoever comes in, Wrexham could get promoted today, couldn't they? If you get Chesterfield, Notts County or Woking even through those, they're going to increase the wage. So we have got a real big challenge to get those season tickets sold.
Sorry, just a comment there. Shout out Hayden Robinson, who had it on the pre-match. Hi guys, didn't expect that result today. Hopefully both teams up there next year.
He had a good day out.
He had a great day out, and I'm getting a lot of texts. Hayden,
Good luck.
congratulations,
Yeah, I did say
It was
don't
good
enjoy
having him on
too
though.
much.
It was
It was good. Yeah,
it was good quality.
I did say to him, don't enjoy it too much. I don't think he would have expected.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was expecting
I don't
that,
think
let alone me, because there was no chance in hell I thought of Swindon winning today. And
It's when I realised they had Charlie Austin still on the bench.
Yeah.
well, Charlie Austin comes on at the same time as.
Can I just say, Charlie Austin did a classic. Me and Rob were down there. So,
Because he's down the other end, we couldn't really see it.
well, he was warming up, and I think one of the lads gave him a bit of grief just as Swindon scored the second. And Charlie Austin, to be fair, he wasn't rude or anything he'd done, but he just sort of like smiled. My smile, it was just timing.
Their keeper was clapping along with some of our chances, which I thought was
Really?
good crack, to be fair to him. Like, must be quite tough as well. If you're a goalkeeper and your team are playing in a way that Swindon did today, where you aren't particularly busy, must be tough to stay mentally stuck into it, with things being said behind you.
But it was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough today. You know, even Ali Al-Mahdi had a chance, didn't he, where he tried to round the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Just felt nothing come off today.
No.
I mean, the
Sorry,
third goal
another
sums
comment there
everything
from
off.
Hayden. Very good day out. I've got no voice now.
Oh yeah.
All right, can we ban him now from this?
Mute him.
You're mocking us from afar. No, I'm glad you enjoyed the day. Most teams have here at Plough Lane.
But that's the point. They say about things not bouncing for us today. The third goal just sums up everything. And what can you say? Just a calamity from start to finish. A calamity.
What I would
of a goal
say
to
is that's
concede.
our 19th defeat this season.
Bendel,
19th defeat this season.
Yeah,
We
I mean,
lost
it's-
21 last
It's
year.
mad. The run we've been on this
Sorry, just
calendar
Ben-
year is
sorry,
insane.
mate.
Is Bendel injured? It's a good point. He's not featured. He's not been on the bench, has he, since he came back? No.
Was he on the bench at Stevenage?
Oh,
I think
potentially,
he
yeah.
might have been, but
Yeah, no clue as to where he is, but he might have, we don't see anything in the training ground. He might have picked up an injury, like a little knock on his knee or anything like that.
He
God
was down
knows.
here for the training session. So
Yeah. Basically, he might not be fully like match ready, sort of thing.
I could only imagine with Pell and Pierre back and Byler, unfortunately players have to miss out.
Yeah.
Like,
Look, I'd rather stack our bench of experienced players. Like obviously George Marsh, whilst people have their opinions on him, he's still an experienced player. He's been around the squad. I'd rather you want to have someone like him with Premier League pedigree on the bench, that sort of stuff. And look, I think it's probably a good place to leave it now. If anyone else has got any pressing
I'm just
matters.
looking forward to see who the One Bells have selected for player of the match.
oh, Billa.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is there any other candidate than Billa
Oh, I
today?
feel so sorry for him.
Billa
He's done
was-
it again. He has to like.
Yeah.
It's
He
like
was
poor
man of the match again
circumstances.
for me. Absolutely.
Well, they don't normally select on ability, the One Bells.
Well,
Yeah.
no, true.
So I'm
Not footballing ability.
if there's any highlight, I know people don't want to hear it out there, any highlight, but I'm actually looking forward to see who's going to be wearing the pink wig down there. That might be out. Matt's not even looking impressed at that either.
But I think before
Matt's
they
just giving me the
come up
look
onto
at going, Stu.
I'm
Stop
looking,
trying-
they take
I'm,
off onto
I'm
the
looking
stage.
forward to doing this again next week.
2 games to go, one here. Tranmere, of course, Tranmere, they like us.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a good game away actually. I went to that one. It was a good game. Anyways, we will leave it there before Ivor comes and addresses the crowd in hospitality and drains us out. Remember, there is AFC Wimbledon women's action on Sunday and the week after for the cup. The week after for the cup final. So I'm looking at Georgia for cup final is going Wednesday at RS Hounslow, CB Hounslow. Get my letters wrong. Against Arsenal. And then next Sunday here, not tomorrow, the week after, against Norwich in the cup final. So if you do want to get down, head over to their Twitter or to the website and you can get tickets there. I'd say it's been an absolute pleasure joined by you guys today, but in rather sad circumstances. So we will see you all on Saturday as we take on Tranmere Rovers.